All right, welcome back to Cold Hard Football Facts on TPN, the Pulse Network. I'm Butch Stearns, Kerry Byrne from Cold Hard Football Facts alongside. In our Strength in Numbers segment every week, Kerry, all year long we've taken a look at one individual unit. Yep. Today we're going to focus on the Baltimore offense. Yep. And I think as we head into the playoffs and with Baltimore with a bye, still people question the strength of, there's no great team combined with all of it. Baltimore may be the best offense. They rank number 2 in your quality stats power rankings where they are. But when we look at their offense and we look at the numbers where they rank, it doesn't, in their offense, present the most impressive picture. They can run the football very well. They have a great offensive line. Their differential between Joe Flacco and their defense is 8th, so that's not bad. It's in the top 10. Their scoreability, well, I'll let you finish them and tell them what they mean.
Yeah, I mean, basically what we see with the the Baltimore, how they look in our quality stats, it paints a pretty accurate picture of, I think, what the eyes tell us. A lot of times, the eyes tell us one thing, but the quality stats, the Cold Hard Football Facts, tell us something else. And we always err in favor of the Cold Hard Football Facts because they're often more right than the eye test. In this case, we know Baltimore's a team that likes to run. We know they play good defense, and we know that Joe Flacco's not an elite quarterback, and that's kind of what the picture we're looking at right here. My concern is, despite the fact they're a pretty stout team, my big concern is Joe Flacco. It's a quarterback's league. He is not putting up Super Bowl caliber numbers. He's not an elite quarterback. And this is not, it's a good defense. This is not the 2000 Ravens, who had the best scoring defense of the live ball era since 1978 to carry that team. It's a good defense. It's not an overpowering defense. And I don't know if this team is good enough. The one thing, though, Butch, that I really think, if you're a Ravens fan, 6-1 against quality opponents. No team beat more opponents with winning records this year than Baltimore, so they are battle-tested. Yeah,
they are battle-tested, and they come from a division with 2 other playoff teams. 6 of their games against playoff teams this year, 2, of course, against Cincinnati and 2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Conversely, Butch, by the way, there's 2 playoff teams that have not beat a single team with a winning record all year. Detroit, 0-5 against quality opponents. The New England Patriots, 0-2 against quality opponents. They put up gaudy numbers. They didn't play anybody.
Right. Well, they beat Denver, who's in the playoffs. But again, we just talked about
but we look at teams with winning records,
flawed.
And so, I mean, you can only play who's presented to you. But when you don't have a single win all year against a team with a winning record, now you have to win 3 or 4 to win a Super Bowl. It's kind of a daunting task.
All right, so Baltimore with the bye needs to win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. Let's look at the traditional numbers. They scored 378 points this year. Now, that's 12th in the league. That was 4th in the AFC. So they can score points. And they gave up 266 points, which was 1st in the AFC best, 3rd in the NFL. Only, I believe, Pittsburgh and San Francisco gave up fewer points. And that differential of 112 is good. It's not great with the New Orleans and the Green Bays and the Patriots. They're up in the 170s or the 200s. But here's the thing about Flacco. Again, these are traditional stats. And why don't you give me maybe some other numbers from your site to back it up. Flacco threw 21 touchdown passes this year. And while that's not anywhere near the 30 and 40 that Rodgers, Breeze, and those guys threw, the defense only allowed 11, so that's a plus 10 in touchdown passes. They rushed for 15 touchdown passes, and they gave up 10 rushing touchdowns. So that's a plus 15 in the touchdowns this offense scored and the touchdowns that this defense gave up. When we get to our next segment to talk about the Patriots, it's remarkable, even though the numbers are more gaudy, that plus-minus is still about the same. It sort of paints a picture that they need to be really efficient. They're not going to be explosive on offense.
They're not, but it's worked for them. And right now, you have to think, given the state of the health of Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh, if you're looking for a team that has a good defense in the AFC and has a healthy quarterback, they're the only one. I mean, Houston's down to its 4th-string quarterback. They have a great defense, but they obviously have issues on offense. The Patriots, issues on defense are well known. So Baltimore is a threat, and I do like the fact that they're battle tested, and I do like the fact that, all things being equal, they look like a team built for the postseason. I am just worried about Joe Flacco being able to consistently put up championship caliber.
Well, the other news, of course, is about Anquan Boldin, and they nursed him near the end of the season for all the right reasons. They're saying he's going to be ready for the playoffs, and he may play. He's set to return, as the headline says on the Ravens Insider, spark the offense. They're going to need him.
I don't put any stock in Anquan Boldin or any. We're kind of anti-receiver at Cold Hard Football Facts.
Really?
We got something we call the shiny hood ornament theory. And it tells us that wide receivers are nothing more than hood ornaments on the hood of an NFL offense. So you don't need great wide receivers to win games.
So Torrey Smith can be the guy for Joe Flacco?
Look at some of the great teams who won championships. I mean, who have had great runs in the postseason without dominant wide receivers. And by the way, the Ravens last year were a perfect example of why the shiny hood ornament theory, we now call it shiny hood ornament man law, why it matters. They signed in the offseason T.J. Hushmanzada in 2010 and Anquan Bolden. Both those guys were missing in action in the playoff game against the Steelers. Both guys had critical mistakes. Both guys failed to put up decent numbers, and both guys were basically failures based in 2010. So whether Anquan Bolden returns or not for the playoffs, I don't think it matters if Flacco can't get him the football.